A client came to me recently fresh out of a long-term relationship, wanting to build her sexual confidence and do friends with benefits with respect. The doubts that she had and how I helped her start it and do it with respect is coming up next. Don't forget to download the sexting guide. It's free in the space below. Hit the big red subscribe button with the bell and I'll see you on the other side of this. This client was a young woman, just 24 years of age, and she'd slept with 3 men in her life thus far. 2 long-term partners and 1 short-term partner. She came to me after seeing my previous video on friends with benefits with respect, where I talked about things like safe sex, doing it for the right reasons, etc., and she had more questions. She wanted to empower herself to sexual confidence, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I helped her set this up, how I helped her overcome her beliefs about this being low value, and how I helped her keep herself honest about her intent throughout the process. Number 1, setting it up. A lot of women struggle with setting up booty calls because they are worried about how they'll be perceived. It's actually really easy. You can do it either before the event or after the event. Before the event. This means setting it up before you've had sex. A simple text like, "Hey, so I had heaps of fun hanging out with you, and although I'm not really looking for anything serious right now, it would be lovely to have some fun with you. Let me know if you'd be up for that and when we might be able to enjoy ourselves." Perfect, classy, gets the job done. After the event. This means setting it up after you've had sex. You can do it in person or later with a text. If you're doing it in person, you might say something like, "Hey, so I really enjoyed this. To be honest with you, I'm not looking for anything too serious or committed right now, but if you'd like to do this on a semi-regular basis, I'd really like that." Perfect. Gives your intentions, makes your intentions clear, tells the guy what you want, and get things set up in a high value, respectful way. Or if it's been a couple of days, you can send a text, sending him something like, "Last night was incredible. Got to be honest and say I'm not looking for anything serious / committed right now, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't love to enjoy this with you on a casual basis. Let me know." A perfect text for setting up a friends with benefits after the event. Number 2, how she overcame her beliefs about it being low value. Unfortunately, the reality is that there's a lot of shame piled on women for their sexuality, and there's a lot of people that buy into this, that for some reason it's okay for men to enjoy sex on a casual basis, and it's not okay for women to do the same. And there's a lot of women that believe this too, and I just don't buy it. I just don't believe it. So I reminded this client of this, and when these doubts were coming up, I made sure to say the high value woman goes after what she wants. Okay, she doesn't live in a belief system that ironically was created by men about her sexuality. She goes after what she wants, she demands it, and she earns people's respect for that. I said, think of Scarlett Johansson, okay? Think of a really high value quality woman and how she would operate her sexuality when she was single. She's probably gonna have a small group of men that she knows that she can call on, private guys where she can say, "Hey, I want you now, come around and fuck me." She would ask for what she wants and the men would be like, "Yep, I'm keen for this, I'm so in." She's not low value because she does that. The high value woman asks for what she wants and she gets sex as well as gives it. Number 3, how she kept herself honest. As I said in the last video, it's really important to check in with your intent. Again, a lot of women worry about being perceived as low value when they have a booty call or friends with benefits. And the biggest way that can happen is if the guy gets the sense that you're settling. You don't want to be secretly wanting a relationship, using a booty call to get to a relationship, or secretly wanting more. You have to be honest with your intent and say, "Hey, the reason I am here, the exclusive reason I am here, is to get great sex." Number 4, reciprocation still rules. So I talk about reciprocation ruling in relationships and in dating, and it matters in friends with benefits too. The difference is you're only reciprocating that one boyfriend benefit. When you think about the other boyfriend benefits of love, support, companionship, exclusivity, those ones don't apply to friends with benefits and to most booty calls. However, that one benefit, it still very much applies. You give and you get. He pleasures you, you pleasure him. It should be a mutually beneficial arrangement. And as soon as it stops becoming that, you sub him out for someone who is giving you a mutually beneficial arrangement. It's exactly the same as if you had a friend, a normal friend, even a female friend that there was no romantic connection with. If just the friendship, if just the companionate side of that was one-sided, you'd probably drop that friend, or at the very least think that person was a shitty friend. It's exactly the same with the friends with benefits. It's not about the companionship, it's about the sex. It's about the sex on tap. If you are not having it reciprocated, and if you're not enjoying it as much as him, find someone who is. Number 5 is do not ask twice. Okay, if you send him a text, hey, it'd be great to see you tomorrow night, catch up and have some fun, and then he doesn't respond to that text, do not text him again. Don't do it. If he doesn't want to have sex with you, I promise you, there will be lots of men that will. Seriously, you don't want to ask twice. This is probably the other way that women lose a guy's respect in a friends with benefits situation, other than settling, is being desperate or asking twice. Okay, while there may be very exceptional circumstances where you've got a long established friends with benefits and you guys kind of just palm each other off until you want some, that is by far the exception, not the rule. You never want to be asking a guy twice. He doesn't get back to you and maybe he's busy, but at least suggest an alternate time. If he either doesn't respond or just says he's busy and isn't interested, do not text that guy again. Well, that's the video. Friends with benefits isn't for everyone. This story though ends in a really positive way. This client came to me about 6 weeks later and she said, Mark, I've had the most amazing time the last 6 weeks. I've got an amazing friends with benefits who pleasures me, who does a freaking great job. I've explored several other men during this time as well, and he's okay with that. We're totally cool with sleeping with other people, and I'm enjoying my sexuality for me. I'm confident in asking for what I want, enjoying sex, and basically just owning my needs. And she said, I've never felt so sexually empowered in my life. It's not for everyone. Super beautiful story though. And if it is for you, the tips in these 2 videos will really help you. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to download the sexting guide as well. That's a great way to set some of these up too. The link to that is in the description. Hit the subscribe button with the little bell. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you soon in the next video.
It's like a dream when we both